So two sets of rhetoric, one from Powell. The Powell put was activated Friday evening before the close. The Kuroda put was activated in the past couple of hours. Our central banks, good morning, Tim, by the way, our central banks impotent to take on the challenge of coronavirus?
Well, in terms of the economic effects, yeah, probably. But I mean, we know the economic effects are going to be pretty bad. This, I suspect, is about, the Fed, especially in recent years, has responded to financial conditions in both directions. When financial conditions were very easy, it allowed them to tighten. But clearly, we've had a tightening in financial conditions. Markets basically telling the Fed they need to act. And the Fed has listened to that. And so I don't see any reason to doubt why that's not the case this time around, that they will act.
OK, let's try and get some context around it. We've got Goldman Sachs saying 50 bips now in March. I've got Bank of America saying 50 basis points to put a floor under it. Take a look at this. This is the betting on the Fed. But I want to get your opinion. I saw one euro-dollar option trade go through, which just blew my mind, which was 0% from the Fed by June. Right. What's the possibility or probability? What does it take to get the Fed at 0 by June?
Excuse me, it probably takes a massive outbreak in the U.S., a continued, several more months or a couple more months of clear evidence that any recovery we've hit, the trough will not have been put in. I suspect the probability of getting there immediately is pretty close to 0 by June is also quite low. And so if you look at the delta on that option, it probably is still very, very low. But we are now in an environment where we just don't know how bad this will become, where we don't know what the shock to growth will be. We're starting to see maybe the bottom put in numbers in China. But China was on lockdown, or has been on lockdown since January 23rd for the most part. So will the U.S. respond with similar measures as to what China has taken in restricting travel and restricting movement? It's hard to see. We don't see that yet. And that probably is the bigger question right now, rather than what the Fed's going to do.